I didn't have it recorded, but you can see that's it right there. Now we're going to do number 14. Remember, if you follow along with me and write down what I'm writing, that's less problems you have to do. I know a lot of you are not doing your homework consistently, right? But if you would do some of it with me in class, a lot of you have extended time. You could come to see me the next day at lunch for a few minutes, and we could work almost all your problems together. If you don't have extended time, you could still come see me at lunch because you can turn your work in and still get late credit. It's still a passing grade. If you're not doing your practice, you can't pass the test, guys. All right, so we're going to start with number 14. Number 14, the first inequality. So this is a system because there's two inequalities, and it tells you here, but we should know just by looking at it. So X is a special kind of inequality. So remember we learned about Hoy and Bucks, right, Aiden? Yeah. Do you remember that? Yeah. So can you tell me, is this boundary for this inequality, is it going to be a vertical or horizontal line? So remember, Hoy and Bucks, that's the way to remember. If it's an X only, it's a vertical line. And this is the slope that's undefined. That means it's straight up and down, right? If it's a Y only, it means it's a horizontal line and the slope is 0, right? So this means this is what kind of line? Vertical. And it's a vertical line through -3 on the x-axis. So we go here, and are these? Okay, yeah, they're a long one. So we're going to go here at -3, and then we're going to draw a vertical line through -3. Is it going to be a dotted or a solid line, Aiden?
Dotted.
Dotted, because there's no line underneath it. So right now, I'm about to come around and see. If you're not following along with me, this will be the second problem we've done together. If you're not following along with me after this problem, you're going to be on IXL. And then it says greater than. So that's the other little bit tricky part here, Aiden. If it's greater than, do I shade? I can't shade up. Normally we'd shade up, but this is the only one we can't shade up or down. So this one we have to shade left or right. The trick is, Aiden, just shade in the direction that that inequality is pointing.
So we shade to the left. To the left.
Nope, this one's pointing to the right, right? Yep, so we shade it to the right. All the numbers that are greater than -3 are to the right. Okay. So now we need to graph the other one. But what do we have to do with this other one before we can graph it? Do you remember, Aiden? What do we have to do with this one before we graph it? Good job, Taj. Good job, Aiden. Yes, solve for y. 3x plus 2y is greater than or equal to 8. One more time, if you don't have this on your review worksheet when I come around, I'm putting you on IXL. And I'm going to have Go Guardian up where I can follow your progress because you have to be doing something productive.
What do we subtract?
3x, yep.
3x.
If you're talking right now and you're not talking with me on the problem, I need you to stop, please. All right, what am I going to do next?
Well, we subtract 3.
I subtracted 3x.
And then you would do 2y minus 3x. Yeah, right. And then a little sign thing.
Yep, that's greater than or equal to. So what'd you say we're going to do here, DePaul? Divide it, yes, by 2. Good job, everybody. So y is greater than or equal to -3/2 x plus 4, right? So sometimes we flip this inequality, but not here, right? Because we divided by a positive, not a negative, to get y by itself. So now we're going to, -3/2. So now we're going to plot our y-intercept. That's the constant. Positive 4 is 4 on the y-axis. So we're going to go up 4.
To the right. 2.
Right, up 4. Now what's our slope of this, the boundary for our inequality? What's the slope It's negative 3/2, right? Yeah, so we're going to go down 3 and to the right 2. But we can also, for anything equivalent, we can, we can't do that one? Yeah, we can't go up because it's too high up. So this is all we can go. Down 3 and to the right 2. So down 1, 2, 3, to the right 2. 1, 2, 3, to the right 2. Now is this line going to be a solid line or a dotted line? Very good. Solid line. That's not a good line. That's a duty line. Is that what you said? That's duty? You're right. That's a duty line. Let's try it from this way. Alright, maybe I'm going to convert to my computer monitor and see if I can do a better job. I'm failing at drawing a line. Thanks for the support, Aiden. Alright, we're going to call that one good enough. That's better. So we could graph this one up or down? Very good. Good, Faith. Up. Because this is a greater than here. So everything, we'll put our pencil on the line and pull up. So the parts that overlap, that's where the solutions are. So this part here. That's where the shading overlaps. So if I ask you for a particular solution, you can pick any point in here. So for instance, 3, 3, that's a solution for this system. 2, 2, 4, 4, 5, 5, anything up above that, and in fact, anything on this line. But mine is so poorly graphed right now, I would not try to pick a point off of there. Graphing is hard to be exact. Okay, so now you're on IXL. Turn your brightness up a little bit so I can see. So, yeah, we're going to do number 1.
Yeah.
I'm just checking and making every. So you're on IXL. Oh, did you do it? Oh, my good. Good. I'd rather you be with me. Good. Yeah, so you didn't draw your lines. You got to change. You got to draw the lines. Did you do 14? Nice. Okay, great. We're going to go to number 1. It looks like most everybody except for Sydney is following with me. Sydney, now I'm looking over at you and you're not working very hard at IXL either, honey. So you're not going to work with me. You need to be more diligent on IXL. Tony, did you write 14 down? Are you working on IXL as well? IXL? Okay, so my guys that are working on IXL today, that's okay. But after today, you need to be working with us. The next time if you're working on IXL, there'll be another consequence for that if you're not following along with us. Because I need you working with us on the current content when we're working on it together. All right, number 1 is a system of equations, not an inequality, so we don't have to do any graphing. I mean, any shading, no shading. Yeah, we do have to do graph. Literally says graphing. I meant we don't have to do any shading. All right, so this one is already solved for y. So that one's going to be, we could go ahead and graph that one. So this says the y-intercept is -6. This is not a good coordinate plane, but we're going to go ahead and use it anyway. 1 below -5 is -6. The slope is 3. Yep, over 1. It could be -2, -1, except we're already off the bottom of the coordinate plane, but normally, yes. So this is going to be up 3 to the right 1, so up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1, 1, 2, 3 to the right 1, 1, 2, 3 to the right 1. And all of these lines are solid, right? Because these are equations, not inequalities. We don't have that. We don't pick between.
Right.
All right, now we're going to look at this this equation rather, and we need to solve it for y. So I'm going to rewrite it over here.
That'd be -3 to both sides.
Yes, -3 times x to both sides. and that's 2y equals negative 3x plus 6. And so our first equation when we solve it for y is y equals negative 3 halves x plus 3, I think. Did I do that right? Is that what you got?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So now our y-intercept for that is what? What's the point that we put on the y-axis?
3.
Positive 3, that's right. And now what is my slope for this equation?
Yeah. Down 3 to the right. 2.
What'd you say, Faith?
Oh, yeah, down 3 equals
Very good. Our slope is negative 3 halves, so that means down 3 and to the right 2. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh, I lied.
Wait, what?
Down 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1. Oh, that's the bell. Looks like I did something wrong on that one. All right. I'm going to double check that. That's the general process. Your answer key is posted. You do have a test Monday. If your parents are on your mind, they know you have a test Monday because I just messaged them. I'm going to go to Focus and I'm going to message them on there as well so they'll all know you have a test on Monday if they follow that kind of stuff. I know. I do too much because some of y'all don't do enough.
I do enough. I got like 11 in this.